Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Friday, the 10th of September, 2021. Thank you for tuning in. You know, I have a loyal subscriber base to my channel, and a lot of them come in here because not only do I have timely news on the financial system, but I'm also very vigilant. Been doing this for years here on this channel. Very loyal subscriber base. I want to thank all you guys out there, my loyal subscriber base. You guys are the best. But here's what I want to tell you. The United States is not being vigilant. I'll tell you a little story. There's a rock climber. Oh, this guy was good. I'm telling you. He could jump up and grab a hold of a rock, with just the tips of his fingers and pull himself up. He could pull himself up with one arm. Just one arm. Just if he could get two fingers on a crack. He could grab a hold of that crack and pull himself up. Unbelievable. He could hang upside down where his body was being suspended into little tiny fissures in a rock over his head with nothing there, just dangling. And then swing up on top of the rock. Amazing. The guy was amazing and amazingly strong. Strong. Awful strong. Well, he had all these ropes dangling off of rocks everywhere, and he was one of these guys who was a risk taker, And he always used to grab a hold of the rope and swing down on the rope, and the rope always used to hold him. But he left these ropes on this rock one time. He left them on there for weeks. And he went away and he was doing other things, And he came back to the big rock. And he was up there. And he went down to swing on his rope, like he always does. And the rope snapped. And he was up hundreds of feet in the air. The rope, what had happened is the wind had blown the rope back and forth on the rock and frayed it to the point where it wouldn't hold its weight any longer. This is what's happening with the financial system. Nobody's paying it. How do you have a catastrophic failure? Is you keep tempting fate. And over the years, they've always tempted fate on this debt ceiling. They've just let it go to the last minute, and all this kind of garbage. Very much danger this time, guys, because this time there is no bipartisan support. In fact, the two-party system in the United States of America is at such loggerheads, like I've never seen them at loggerheads before. And they're letting this thing drift till the last minute. They're spending all of their money that they've got in the Treasury General account. This time it's getting real, man. And the United States is not being vigilant. Okay, let's get in there and let's take a look at what's going on. Let's open up the charts right here. Take a look at this. Financial Armageddon. That's what's at stake if the debt limit is not raised. Financial Armageddon. The easiest way to spark a financial crisis and wreck the United States economy would be to allow the federal government to default on its debt. And it would require it would be epic. An unforced error. And many Americans would pay the price. But they go on to say here, they say, but it's a crazy world out there right now. Also, touching on this, it says it would cause irreparable damage to the system. It would cause market chaos. And they say it's uniquely childish. But I'm going to tell you what, the government now, all around the world, they're all uniquely childish. I mean, we're being run by a bunch of morons. You guys can probably think, within yourself of some of the more moron things that they're doing right now. Okay, let's move on and take a look now at the silver price today. We're seeing the silver prices up 6 cents today. It's at 24.07. I'm going to tell you guys, if they have some sort of a debt crisis, that'll create instant fear and panic. And you could see an awful explosion in the price of gold and silver. Now, what about if they solve it somehow? Well, if you see massive gains in gold and silver, do you really think that price is going to come back down in this inflationary environment? It might come back down a little bit, but, I mean, quite seriously, with a debt crisis like of this proportion, they could drive silver up to $50 in 2 days. And after it's over, if they do solve it somehow, do you think you'll see silver go back down to $24? I don't think so, because it's been waiting to pop for so long, you know. Let's take a look at gold today. I'm going to tell you guys, gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies would be the beneficiary if they were to create some sort of a massive panic like that, especially gold. They would run into gold like crazy. They could break the gold market and the silver market for physical supply. Just poof, gone. I mean, there's too much fiat out there that's unsecured. It's all of that fiat out there, the massive amounts of liquidity out in the system right now that's just floating around. I consider it unsecured. It doesn't have anything that it's tied to of value. Interest rate swaps, derivatives, product, all of that stuff is just, there's nothing that it's tied to. It's just fiat alone. It's absolutely, in the strictest sense of the word, it's absolutely worthless already. You got to tie it to something. You've got to buy something with it and have that in your possession before it's actually worth something, before it's anyway meaningful. Because all it is digits. Let's take a look now at, I'm going to talk about something at the end of the show. Just a thought that just went through my mind. I think I'm going to talk about it at the end of the show. Anyway, we're looking at it up $1.60 on gold today. It's $17.95. Let's take a look at cryptos and see what they're doing. 2036. So cryptos is not doing good right now. 2033. Just since I refreshed the page, they lost $3 billion. Crypto's falling right now. Looking at a Bitcoin price of 45,234. This stuff is the weirdest thing that there ever was. It's not fugazi like the other fiat currencies, which are not attached to anything and they hold their value. Cryptocurrencies is like them in the sense that it's only digits. That's all it is. But the way it's done, those digits have value attached to them because of mining costs and production costs, especially with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a very unusual animal, and the other cryptos, all of these other coins here, aren't like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is special. And the fact that Bitcoin is proof of work, and it takes one heck of a lot of work. That's what makes Bitcoin unique. All these other coins, they would, even like, some of the coins are set up very similar to Bitcoin. Like take Litecoin is one of the top coins here that's set up like Bitcoin, and the fact that you got to work to get them. It's a little bit different mining algorithm. Bitcoin is a SHA-256 and Litecoin is a script mining algorithm, but still work is involved. But Litecoin doesn't require near as much work to get a Litecoin. In other words, as much electricity and your time involved to get a Litecoin. But Litecoin is one of them that requires work. One of the top coins. I think other coins like Bitcoin Cash, some of the other ones here require work. Dogecoin requires work. They're all proof of work coins. Anyway, just getting sidetracked off the topic. Let's move on and see what else we got here today with the Dow. The Dow's at 34,764. It's down 115 points. In my mind, see, I'm going to tell you guys. I'll tell you guys stuff, right? Like something I'm going to tell you right now. And a week later, I'll hear other guys basically parroting the things that I say first. That's happened so many times that now I've drawn the conclusion in my mind that it's not coincidental. But anyway, so it's not just my loyal followers that are watching my channel. I think that other people are watching my channel and trying to get a one-up on things, because I'll come out first and say it. And I'm going to come out right now and say it. I think this, for now, just for now, until more money is printed, until they start up the printers again, until something else comes along, this market's topped. And now we're starting to see more and more bear action. That's what I think. But it's not the kind of bearish action where you see a 2,000 point drop. That's not what this is. This is more of an attrition type of bearish action, like little drops, and then it'll go up a little bit and not quite reach the peak, and then a little bigger drop. In other words, what I'm saying is lower lows. That's what's starting to happen now with this. The worm is turned. Until we see more printing action, this worm is turned. And so if you guys are looking to profit off of this market, how you profit off of this stock market and how they've profited off of it all along is buy the dips, and it always goes up higher than ever before, and everybody makes a lot of money, and let's all cheer. Happy! It doesn't work that way now. Because when you're getting the market just turning in the opposite direction, suddenly you don't make money off of it anymore. Sorry, but that's the way it is. So I don't see any until further notice, until the Fed comes out and starts that printing press up again. I don't see further money being made in these markets and equities right now. I think that's a sea change that's happening right around now. A lot of these investors are not noticing it. These, especially within there's a lot of people on these apps now doing investing, and they're not really market savvy. They're just along for the ride that's been going on all this time with buying the dips and going up higher every time. And now they think that this is an easy way to make money. This can be the most bearish, most evil thing you ever seen, as well as being a nice thing. It's been nice to you for years now, and now it can be the most evil, bearish thing that'll rob you of your money. So suddenly the worm's turned, because the money spigots are being turned off. So until the money spigots are turned back on, we're going to be in this bearish route. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be, well, we'll have to wait and see. If they let that debt ceiling go, you'll see what's going to happen. Crude oil today, $69.40. It's up $1.26, almost $70, guys, again. Let's take a look at the MOVE index. 52.61. So MOVE index is holding low. It's holding in the low 50s. That means that the credit markets are roughly stable. They found a sweet spot right now. All the markets are kind of in a sweet spot that requires certain things to be done to keep the markets in this sweet spot. One of the things is to control the gold and silver price. So it's a must. They must control the gold and silver price, which you see them doing. They must control the bond market and not let the 10-year rise more than, say, probably no more than 2.5% would be the max they could let the 10-year ride up to. So they got to keep it down below that. And the 30-year, in fact, the whole long end of the yield curve, they got to keep it down. These are a must, things they have to do. Otherwise, everything's going to go nuts if they don't keep this markets in this sweet spot that they found right now. They have requirements, in other words. They're not free to do things that they want to do within the Federal Reserve to control the system. It's like a train going down the highway, down the track, and they used to have a lever where they can the brakes on the train, they could raise interest rates. That was like a lever the Fed had. They can't use that anymore to slow the train down. Let's take a look at bonds and rates now. We're seeing bond yields are climbing today. It's not real big, 2.5 basis points on the 10-year. No, 2.8 basis points, I should say, on the 10-year. It's breached 1.32. It's at 1.3. It's breached 1.3. It's up to 1.328. 30 years at 1.91. So the 30-year hasn't breached 2% yet, so it's still below 2%. let's take a look now at the US dollar index. 92.44 on the US dollar index, and the dollar's going along sideways. Thank you guys for listening to my show. A little bit later this month, we're going to do pets again. I always enjoy that part of the show. I'm a real dog and cat lover, you know. I can't never decide which one I like the best. I'll see a cat that's really cute, you know, and it's very smart and stuff, and I'll say, oh, he's so cute, you know. And then I'll see a dog that's really cute and smart and everything, you know, and I'll say, oh, and I've never been able to decide which one I like the most, cats or dogs. I like them both, you know, but cats are different than dogs, totally different. Cats are so independent on their own and everything. They don't need you. Dogs are needy. They're needy. They're very needy. They need you. They need you all the time. Need you for this. Need you for that. Need you for something else. So I suppose an awful lot of the reason why people have a preference whether they like cats or dogs is depends on whether they like something that's needy or they like something that couldn't give a fart about what you do. You know, I mean, but it depends on your personality, which one you like the best. Me, I like them all. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.